Good morning. Today is September the 17th, 2022. It's a Saturday. And in front of me is the house where I'm staying as a Airbnb guest. It's a beautiful house from inside and from outside. So, my plan at this time is to first go grab a coffee. And once I get to the downtown area, I will explore what are the sightseeing opportunities for next couple of days. However, for today, I have a walking tour booked at 2 o'clock. Walking tours are quite popular in Charlottetown, so that's the reason I booked one for me, and it's cheap. It was only $20. So let's see what I get to see in that walking tour. But most of the downtown area you can explore it on your own. So as I walk, let me give you some information about Charlottetown. Charlottetown is the capital of Prince Edward Island, and it was founded in the year 1754, and it's named after Queen Charlotte of England. The population of this place is about 36,000 people, and the main economic activities here are government related. There are a lot of cruises that come here to Charlottetown, and that was something which I find surprising because up until now I knew that there are a lot of cruise ships that come to Halifax, but I didn't know about cruise ships being here in Charlottetown also. All right, so I am arriving at Tim Hortons for my morning coffee. Once I have my coffee and I feel better to start my day, I will move. All right, I am here at the waterfront, and there is a bit of a change in the plan. While I was visiting the information desk, I came to know that there is a sightseeing tour which takes about 4 hours and goes outside of Charlottetown, and they have an availability for 11 o'clock, but the next tour would be on Tuesday, and it will be from 11 to 3 o'clock, and I'm catching my flight in the evening, so I don't want to take a chance, and that's why I will take that 11 o'clock tour. However, I also have a walking tour booked at 2 p.m. So I emailed the tour operator and requested them if I could reschedule it to tomorrow. I haven't heard back, so let's see. If they don't reschedule it, it's like a waste of $20. So let's see. So it looks like I'm in luck today. Uh, the tour which I wanted to reschedule for tomorrow, the walking tour, it has been confirmed. I'll be doing the walking tour now, tomorrow at the same time, that is 2 p.m. And today at 11, that is in about 45 minutes, I will be going for the island tour, which covers Cavendish Beach as well as Anne of Green Gables. Anne of Green Gables, that's something I didn't know of prior to coming to PEI. I will share a little bit of information about it and then you can read on your own time. Also, the place I am sitting at, I gave you a walking tour. It has some really nice food options, the ones which I can eat, the vegetarian ones. So I plan on having food here at least couple of times over next few days. One of the things I still have to figure out is what are the day tours outside of Charlottetown, except for the one which I am taking in a little bit. There may be some private tours for a small group, so I'll see if I can find something, and I'm interested in taking a tour that takes us to the Confederation Bridge. So let's see if I find something. I'll be happy to sign up for that. I feel this is the right time for me to share with you some information about Anne of Green Gables. So Anne of Green Gables is a novel written by a Canadian author in the year 1908, and it is considered as a classic children's novel, even though it is appropriate for all ages. So novel basically tells story of Anne Shirley. It's a coming of age story for her and how she deals with her life when she is moved to that place, Avonlea. The novel itself was so popular when it was first published in 1908. It had sold 15 million copies and have been translated to at least 35 languages. And even after more than a century, the novel is still popular, and most of the people who visit PEI, they want to see uh, the city of Green Gables. Even though Avonlea, where this novel is set up, it's a fictional town, but Green Gables is a real place in Cavendish. So that's where our tour is now. I myself have not read the novel, but this is something really interesting, and I will look into it and probably read it at some time in future. So if you're into children novels or are curious about this particular novel, I recommend you look into it.
Larger now. The fishermen also use this tool for measuring the carapace. The carapace, we would call it the body. You would say this is the body, this is the tail, right? But it's actually the carapace. They measure behind the eyes to the back of the body, the carapace. That smaller opening, 72 millimeters, that measures a canter. If you wanted to get into the industry, you have to buy somebody out. You can't just say, hey, I want to start fishing, buy a boat. You have to buy somebody else out that already has a license. Right now, they say 1.3, 1.6 million to buy out.
All right, we are in the Cavendish National Park right now, and the place where I am standing, it's called Cavendish Beach. The water you are seeing in front of me is Gulf of St. Lawrence, which flows into North Atlantic Ocean. As you can tell, it is extremely windy here, and because of the noise, I am doing the voiceover recording. However, in a little while, you will hear the noise of actual windy conditions here. On my right, you are seeing the red sandstone cliffs in the Prince Edward Island. You may have noticed that in PEI, the color of sand or the soil is red. The reason is because the soil is rich in iron, and when the iron is exposed to air and moisture, it oxidizes and gives red color to the soil or the sand. This process is similar to what happens when the iron in your homes or wherever you see iron, when it gets rusted, it's exactly the same process. to my left, there are some really brave people doing surfing in these waters, and I call them brave because the waters are really choppy and it's quite cold here, and it's windy, and doing surfing in these conditions is not an easy thing. All right, now we have made a brief 15 minutes here at this place. It's called Prince Edward Island Preserve Company. They have some really good preserves, jams, jellies, and other type of condiments. And there is also a restaurant here. This company was founded by a Scottish gentleman, and that's why you see statue of a piper playing bagpipe. All right, I'm back from my tour, and I decided to have my lunch here in the local market and chose to have baked potato. The reason being, Prince Edward Island is known for its potato farming, and in North America, it is the third place that produces most amount of potatoes. The first two places are Idaho and Washington. And if you have ever had any potato product or a potato dish at Wendy's, be it French fries or something else, there are very good chances that the potatoes came from PEI. Now it's a good time for me to share some information about Prince Edward Island. Prince Edward Island is the smallest province in entire Canada. It is also called birthplace or cradle of confederation. And why is it called so? I will share that information with you little later. The entire province has an area of close to 2200 square mile, and the population is only 160,000 people. Prince Edward Island is known for its fishing industry, primarily oysters, mussels, and lobsters. And it's also very famous for its potatoes. These structures you are seeing on my right, these are the cottages. These cottages are actually built in water. These cottages move a little because of water. So it's probably a good experience. However, given the amount of money is charged per night, I think it makes more sense when there are more than one people sharing the room. That's my opinion about renting these places. If you remember, a while ago I told you that Prince Edward Island is called birthplace or cradle of the Confederation, and now is the time that I want to share with you what's the reason behind it. The place you are seeing right now is called Confederation Landing. This is the area where founding fathers first came in the year 1864 to discuss uniting the British colonies of the time into an independent country. And as a result of those discussions and meetings, Canada was formed as an independent country in the year 1867, that is 3 years later. However, Prince Edward Island joined Canada 6 years afterwards, that is in the year 1873. In this area of Confederation Trail, there are 4 plaques. Since it's too much information to show here. I recommend you go online and read about the Charlottetown Conference of 1864, who were the delegates at that conference, and about the history of Charlottetown over the years. The street where I am right now and showing to you, it's called Great George Street, and in literal terms, this street has great historical significance. The reason being, on this very street, the founding fathers of Canada walked in the year 1864 and discussed the idea of forming an independent country. This street has been designated as a historic site in Canada. Now we have arrived at our next destination. To my left is Victoria Row, and Victoria Row lies at the intersection of Richmond Street and Great George Street. Here you will find various boutique shops as well as restaurants serving different type of foods including seafood and Italian food. This place is a very popular spot in downtown Charlottetown, and during summer month people come here to have a good time. Now I would like to call it a night. I hope you enjoyed today's sightseeing in Charlottetown and Cavendish and Anne of Green Gables. For me it was a fun day and I hope you enjoyed it as well. So please do leave a comment and share your thoughts. Also like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. I look forward to joining you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Be safe and God bless you.